Hello everyone and welcome. We're going to get started now. My name is Sean Longoria. I work for the Record Searchlight and I run the 530 Media Project for the time being. You're here to learn about Facebook today, so I'm glad to see all of you here. The 530 Media Project is a partnership between the Record Searchlight, the Shasta County Arts Council, and Pacific Sky Marketing. Your fee for this class is a donation to the Shasta Regional Community Foundation, so you're learning something and giving to charity at the same time. So I thank you all for being here. We've only got an hour today. Both my cameraman and I have to run pretty much right at 1 o'clock, so we'll go through this pretty quick. If you brought a device, that's great. You can follow along. If not, fill out the survey or leave your email with me and I'll make sure you get a copy of it after today's class. The copy of the presentation, that is. So you'll be able to look through that for your reference, and it's also linked in the meetup.com site that you all use to sign up for this class. So I've also got a tip sheet for you and my business card, so if you've got a burning question that we just couldn't get to today, email me, give me a call after today, and I'll be happy to dive in with you and try to get that answered.
I hate to say this, but I went black.
Oh, okay. Let me fix that real quick. Yep.
I didn't touch it.
She was afraid to touch it, and that's why it did.
Okay. We can get that sorted out. Sorry, I should have set that beforehand.
See, when you don't touch it, goes to sleep.
Okay, it's not going to do that to you now. All right, so we're going to dive right in. So in the presentation, when you get it, there's going to be a video. It's an updated beginner's guide to Facebook. When you get the presentation, look through that. Just because of time, and I want to make sure we have time for your questions, we're not going to watch the video. So let's start, before we dive into the Facebook do's, what Facebook is. It's a social network, right? It's the biggest social network. What you can do with it, you can join the social network, you make friends with people, and when you're friends with someone, you get updates about their life that they post, whether it be a text status update, a photo, a video, if they've checked into their favorite restaurant, if they've gone on vacation and posted a bunch of photos. It's just a way to connect people with people. So you can connect to your friends, you can connect to local businesses, you can connect to news outlets. Hence, I work for a news outlet. If you want to like the Record Searchlight on Facebook, please do, I encourage it. Or the Arts Council or Pacific Sky. They'll all take your likes and be happy about it. So why would you want to join Facebook? Well, I joined Facebook probably back in 2008. A lot of my friends had moved out of the area. I grew up in Chico. A lot of them had moved out of the area to go to college and whatnot, and it was a good way to keep in touch with people. You can message people, you can see what they're doing with their lives. It's just a great way to keep in touch. And as more and more companies and news organizations have come onto Facebook, you can get updates from them as well. So for example, the Record Searchlight, we post practically all our news on Facebook. So if you're not checking our website 20 times a day, which I encourage to, by the way, you can go on Facebook and chances are good you can either check our Facebook page or see it in your news feed. You can see what's going on in your area. And that's good because knowledge is power, so to speak. So, before we dive in there, I want to give you kind of an overview of what Facebook is all about. So when you sign into Facebook, you see a screen that looks a lot like this. At the very top, you can see right up here, it asks you what's on your mind. So it's going to ask you to post a status. You can see here there are options for pictures. You can post a bunch of pictures. Or if you click on this little expansion button, you can see all your options. So you've got photo, video, photo album. You can tag your friends. I could say, hey, Bruce Ross, what are you doing?
How's Dolly doing?
And if I post that, Bruce will get a little notification. I'm not going to post it because I don't know what Bruce is doing, and I'm not going to bug him in the middle of the day. You get a little notification right on this globe here. Some of you might be signed into your Facebook account and see little numbers above these icons here. One looks like two people standing together, one looks like two message bubbles, and one looks like a globe. So when you're navigating in Facebook, these links up here, if you see your picture and your name, that will take you to view your profile as most other people see it. You can post from here too, and you can see all the things that are posted to your page if someone goes and looks at your page. So you can see here, I've been covering an ongoing story. One of my friends said, hey, I read your article on another website. Good work on the story. Had the same thing going here. Had some posts I made. Had a video I shared from another, from the Record Searchlight. Had some other posts from the Record Searchlight that I shared. So this is what people will potentially see in their newsfeed and on my page. So home will always take you to this main page, and you saw this box up here that you can post from. And if you scroll down your main page, you'll see your newsfeed. Your newsfeed is all the stuff you've liked or the people you're friends with, all of those posts. Occasionally you'll see a sponsored post in there. That's somebody's paid to put that in there. What's important to know about your newsfeed is not everything shows up there. So the way Facebook works is it does some complex math and determines what you spend the most time with and tries to put that in front of you more often than anything else. There's not really a huge way around that. That's just the way Facebook works. It's trying to make it better for you by showing you the stuff you want.
Real quick, I use
Yeah.
teapot number.
473. So as you're scrolling through your newsfeed, you'll see all, like I said, all your friends and all the pages you've liked. You'll see everything that they've posted fairly recently, or if something is more popular, it will shoot to the top. So you can see here's a story from Ryan Sabalo, who used to work with me and now works at the Sacramento Bee. His story on this widespread missing persons case. And you can see it's got a number of likes there. So something like that will, if a post is being liked a lot, and that's people just clicking a button that says like, that will trigger Facebook to show it more often than things that nobody's liked. So if you're looking at an individual post itself, let's take example. Well, here's an example of a sponsored post. So the City of Reading posted this from their page. And you can see the sponsored there. What sponsored means is the City of Reading has decided, okay, we're going to put a little bit of money to make sure this post reaches more people. So they paid to put that in a number of feeds. It just happens that because I'm in the Reading area, mine is one of them. So if I wanted to like this, you see these options down here, like, comment, and share. Facebook introduced something pretty recently, which is reactions. It used to be you like something and it's called liked. Now they've got all these fun little reactions here. You can like a post, you can love a post, you can laugh at one for some reason, you can be surprised by one, it can make you sad, or it can make you angry. So that's just a little way of giving some feedback into how that post made me feel. So I'll go ahead and like this post, and you can see I like it and a whole bunch of other people like it. If I wanted to leave a comment, just click the little comment button. And I could type something like, great news, good to hear, or whatever you wanted to comment. Or if I wanted to share this post with the people in my own little community, those are my friends on Facebook, I'd click share, and you can see I have a bunch of options. Share now will just immediately post City of Reading's post to my timeline, and then people will be able to see that I've shared it. If I wanted to write a little something to go along with this, something like, hey, check out this cool news from the city, I could do that, click post, and it would be posted with my message. Other options?
Can you go over the share, all those things, I even go over that.
Yeah, I'm going over there. So you can send it as a message. Facebook has a private message platform. You can send messages between friends and pages and all that good stuff. So if I wanted to send it as a message, look a lot like that. Choose the recipients. So let's say I wanted to send it to my colleague at the Record Searchlight. Hey Greg, check this out. That would send a message that only he could see and respond to. And you can see it says share in a private message. If I wanted to share it on a friend's timeline, I would type in that friend's name. Then I could say, hey Greg, check out this cool thing.
Now, what are you doing that on, when you said a specific friend, is that on copy link or is that on send a message?
That would be on share and send as message. You might not necessarily see that on your phone. Let me pull
So
it.
It was on
you said
Friends
share
timeline.
instantly was the first one. And then,
Okay, so if you're on your phone, you might see share now with friends, write post, send in message.
messenger.
That would be equivalent to sending someone a message. And copy.
Is that where you would put specific name?
Yeah, that's where you'd put a specific name, but that will be a private message.
Okay.
So if you're on your phone and you wanted to share this on someone's timeline,
Meaning it shows up on the other person's
yeah,
Facebook.
yeah.
But only them. No one else.
If you
It
share,
wouldn't be on Facebook, then it would be on their messenger.
if you send it as a message, if you share it on someone's timeline, everyone who is friends with that person will also be able to see that you've shared it. So let me show you what that looks like. So this guy, Stephen Gardner, shared my own story with me and said, great work, Sean. He's choosing to share that story on my timeline. So everyone who's friends with me can see that he shared it and said, great work. So that's what that looks like, right up there.
So what if you wanted it to be private to just that person? What do you do?
You would use on your phone, it'd be send in Messenger. If you're on your phone, Facebook won't let you send messages through the Facebook app. It will make you install the Messenger app. And there's not really much of a way around that unless you...
That's why we can't see very much.
Right. It's going to look a little different, but the options are very similar. And similarly to sharing on a friend's timeline, you can share something to a page. Just going to go to a page and see if I can find an example of that. So this North State Giving Tuesday post from the McLeod Chamber of Commerce, that would be an example of that. They've chosen this link here, and they've chosen to share it with the Record Searchlight, as well as this GoFundMe page for a search for another missing woman. This person, who I believe is friends with this woman's family, has chosen to share that with us. The Record Searchlight page, that is. Pages is another level of complication which you won't see unless you manage a page, and we won't spend a whole lot of time on that.
On a web page, posting something
A Facebook page.
on Facebook page.
What you all are dealing with
Different
is,
from a timeline?
it's different than your personal profile. A page will be for something like a business, and you won't have access to manage a page unless you've made a page or if someone has made you creators of a page. We're not going to talk a whole lot about pages because we're just here to talk about your personal profile. So if you go back into your profile, you have just a ton of options to customize your page. What you can't customize on Facebook is the basic look of it. You're going to have all these options along the left. It will be your newsfeed, your messages, events, any stories you've saved, maybe some groups you belong to, some pages you might be a part of, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Over on the right-hand side, if you have pages, you'll see them there. You'll see the things that are trending on Facebook. Right now, it's Matthew McConaughey, George Takei, and Ryan Reynolds. You could click there if you wanted to and find out more what people are saying about that. You might see some ads along the right. But if you want to see what people see when they look at your timeline, you can just click on your name. This is generally, I have a few options to customize things and some edit buttons that other people might not see, but if someone's looking at my profile, generally this is what they're going to see. They're going to see who I am, what my job is, what my jobs have been, things I've chosen to let people know about, and as well as any posts. All right, let's dive in here. So I already showed you how you can make...
The intro thing, it says intro. Oh, under
Yeah.
edit profile, is that where you go?
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you want to update your information, there should be edit profile buttons or update info, and you can customize a whole bunch of stuff.
Oh, okay.
So you can see here work and education, places you've lived, contact info, and you can choose when you're adding all that stuff, who can see it. Another place you can choose that is under the Facebook settings, which is this little down arrow at the right next to a padlock. And if you're on your phone or tablet, should be those three little lines in the bottom right. Might be in a different place on your tablet.
You talk about the menu?
Yeah, and then look for your settings. So here you can tweak everything about your profile, what your name is, how people can find you online, your primary email, your password. You can change all your security settings. These will control when you get alerts, how you log in, if you want to make your account more secure, things like that. The privacy setting, that will control who can see the stuff you post on Facebook. So your options are to post everything publicly, so anyone logged into Facebook who's not friends with you or even not logged into Facebook can see it. Your other options, you can make it so that only your friends can see the stuff you post, so only anyone you've gone in and approved a friend request from, they can see all that. Or you can make all your stuff super private and say only me. You have a few other options, but they get really specific. You can set a custom group of people if you only wanted to share everything on Facebook that you post from here into eternity with 3 people that you're friends with, and the rest of the people you just want to see what's going on with them. Or you can set certain groups of people. And again, you have a lot of privacy options here that basically control who can contact you, who can send you friend requests, how discoverable you are on Facebook. And again, you have a lot of options here. Timeline and tagging will control how people can call you out, so to speak, on Facebook. So if you remember, you go back to the posts of people sharing things on my timeline. I could set, if I wanted to, so that no one could do this, so that the only things that people would see when they look at my profile are things that I post instead of people tagging me. You might want to do that if someone is posting maybe things they shouldn't to your timeline. I've had a few people do that before, where they might post a rant or something spammy or something just wildly inappropriate. Haven't had a huge problem with that. Usually you can just block the person, and then you can...
Granddaughter.
What's that?
Unless it's your granddaughter.
Yeah.
So how do you block? How do you block?
Okay, so let's go to someone I'm friend with. I'm not actually going to block this person because I still want to be their friend. So if you go to someone's profile, and all you have to do is click on their name anywhere you see it.
How'd you go to their profile?
So let's try this a different way. So go to your home and search for someone's name who you're friends with. Yeah. When you see the... You don't want chat. So this is the search box.
Close that chat. Just want to close. Close the chat tab.
Yeah. When you find their profile, so you see a couple options there by their profile photo and their cover photo. I can see here that I'm friends with them. I can see that I'm following them. And then you see the option for message, and you see these three little lines. So give you guys just a moment to get there. So do you see your search box in the top up here?
I put someone's name, I search, but I don't have these other things you're pointing to.
Okay.
It says friends and that, I don't have that.
So you started typing in someone's name.
Oh, maybe I have to pick which.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you see the person listed below, whose name you were typing in?
So I just click on them. No, okay, now. It's the more. No, it's the more.
We don't have to turn the volume off on this.
Oh. Well, let's check that out. All right.
I don't know who it is.
Okay, we're just going to mute that. Yeah. All right. So if you've made it to someone's page now, if you see these three little dots, that just means you have more options. There's the block option. And you can do this whether you're friends with someone or not.
Oh, it's up here.
Will they know that you blocked
There it
them?
is. Right, yes. That's it. So they don't have to block.
They won't get a message that they've been blocked, but if they try to interact with you, then they'll know it. So Facebook won't tell them, hey, this person blocked you, but any future interaction they try to have with you, they won't be able to do,
Unless you unblock it again.
unless you unblock them.
Between that and unfriend.
What's that?
Unfriend.
Unfriend, if someone's not your friend any longer, if you've unfriended them,
Yeah, what's the difference between that and blocking them?
block will completely cut off any interaction. If someone's not your friend anymore, they can still interact with you. They can look at your profile, you know, whatever you've made public there. So unfriend is kind of a friendlier way of saying, I don't want to be your friend anymore. Block is like, you cut it out, stop interacting with me for, you know, whatever reason you've chosen. Hopefully you don't have to use this ever, but this is the world, and then there are more than 1 billion people on Facebook, so.
What's poke?
Poke is kind of a relic of when Facebook first started. Poke is just a way of getting someone's attention. So if I click on poke, it's just going to tell Ryan, hey, Sean Longoria poked you.
Can it be like saying hi, or can it be like saying,
All it will tell the person whom you've poked is that you poked them. If you wanted to say hi or something, because of the way Ryan's page is set up, I'd probably send him a message and say hi. Let's go to my other profile. So this is another version of me. I live on Facebook in two forms. This is my personal profile, and I have a professional one. So if you see a box here when you're on someone else's profile, that means you can write them a message. So I could say, hello myself. And then if I were to log into my other account, I'd be able to see that, hey, I've told myself hi.
So when you do that, though, that everyone that's friends with that person will also see that.
Exactly, exactly. So you can see up here, that was what I was talking about earlier, your friends requests and your notifications. It looks like I have a new friend request. Oh, hey, it's from my cameraman. I'm going to go ahead and confirm that. That's what it'll look like. And you know, you have the option of confirming or deleting. If you confirm someone's friend request, they'll get a little notification that says, hey, this person has agreed to be friends with you. If you delete it, they won't see anything. So if someone sends you a friend request and you don't want to be friends with them, you delete the request, they'll never know about it. To them, it will just look like a friend request that has gone unanswered.
What is this, the world, the circle one? I didn't hear what it said.
This globe one, so I'll go over these since I happen to have notifications in all of these. This one is for my private messages. So you can see I've got a number of them there, and I happen to have a new one from the person I just approved a friend request from. And I have a new notification. Notifications come in lots of forms if someone interacts with you, if you're part of a group and someone posts in a group. And there are lots of groups on Facebook for all sorts of things. If it's somebody's birthday and they've shared that information with Facebook and let people see it, you'll get a message that it's their birthday. So maybe I want to say, happy birthday to this person.
What if you don't want to post? I don't put my real birthday on a lot of this stuff because I don't want people to know what it is.
So Facebook will only have the information you give it. So
When
beyond,
your friends start wishing you happy birthday on your actual birthday.
if they know it, yeah.
Nothing you can do about that.
No.
But if people do that, you could send them a message and say, hey, I don't want my actual birthday on Facebook. But Facebook won't, it's not smart enough to know.
The 2 birthdays. Or
Yeah.
Whatever.
It's not smart enough to know, hey, people are saying happy birthday to Carol. We're going to list her birthday because we know it. It's not going to do that.
Yeah.
So I've got another notification. I've been tagged in a post. And you'll see some familiar backs of heads here. This is all of you, and this is me right now. So Michael Flanagan tagged me in a post. He did that just by listing my name. Facebook will ask you, and I'll show you that just in a second. And he also shared it with Record Searchlight. He shared it to the page. He also tagged his employer, the Shasta County Arts Council, and he said we're at Reading Old City Hall. So he shared quite a few things in one post. So let's say I wanted to say, hey, Mike, I think you're doing a great job, which I'm going to do right now. So I'm at my home. I'm just going to click in the section that says what's on your mind. I'm going to go, hey, you're doing a great job. I'm going to click on the Tag Friends options and look for Mike Flanagan. He might have it set so I can't tag him. So there's another way you can do that. If I wanted to call out Mike Flanagan for doing well, you can type the little @ symbol, and that's the Shift key and number 2, and type in the person's name. If they're on your friends list, they should pop up unless they've got it set so no one can tag them. People might have that set, again, for reasons that I touched on earlier, that someone's posting things on your timeline that they shouldn't be, or if they're harassing you or something like that. So I'm going to do this now with this class we're teaching. So teaching A, you can also tag pages. You can like the 530 Media Project on Facebook. As soon as you type in that @ symbol and start entering text, it will look through all the things you're connected to or nearby and give you some options. So if I wanted to pick one, I don't have the full name in, but you can see I've got some options. It will fill in that. And that blue highlighting, tells you, it's kind of faint to see, but if you've done this on your own, you can see that 530 Media Project is highlighted in blue. What that tells you is when you post that, it's going to have a link to the 530 Media Project. People could click on that and go straight to the 530 Media Project page. So teaching a 530 Media Project workshop on Facebook. I could tell Facebook how I'm feeling. If I'm celebrating, a whole bunch of different range of emotions. Play around with this and see if you find it useful. So, whoops. Be careful about wild clicking because you can see how that's. So I'm feeling excited. Could check in. Facebook will ask you where you're at. I am at the Shasta County Arts Council. There are a bunch of other options that you can play around with too. I could post a photo, post lots of photos, tag a few people, do a live video, all sorts of things. And want to make it so everyone can see this. So you can see what it looks like when I post it. So I'm feeling excited here at the Arts Council because I'm teaching a 530 Media Project workshop on Facebook. And if you tag yourself at a place, Facebook will try to pull where that place is and tell people about it. And you can see there, I just got a little notification that Mike Flanagan likes that post. He also sent me a message. All right, so we're going to jump into a few other things that covers more of what this handout is about. Again, I apologize for going so fast, but we do have a time limit here. So, some suggestions for what you might want to do on Facebook. Share your life, but do it within limits. Share the important stuff you want people to know about, people who you're friends with. Consider your audience. Your audience is potentially going to be everyone who you're friends with on Facebook. Share the stuff you want them to know, and leave it at that. Start conversations with people. If you see a post you like, or your friend posts, hey, just had a kid, or, you know, my kid just graduated high school, like the post, leave a comment, say congratulations if that's how you feel. If you don't want to interact with that person, don't interact with them. Like and share stuff. The more you like, the more you tell Facebook about what you like, and you probably will start to see more of it. So for example, if I'm in Facebook, and let's say, we'll go to a safe one, 530 Media Project. This is a post that some of you might have seen on Facebook if you like the 530 Media Project page. We got some spots left for our Facebook Basics class. I'm going to like that. What that tells Facebook is, hey, this person likes this kind of stuff. Maybe we'll show them more of that in the future. Or let's see. Where did that go? USA Today. 6 enchanting days in Estonia. That's going to be about a vacation in Estonia. Yeah, I like that. Let's say I've checked it out and I think it's something good to read or look at, or I like that. Tell Facebook, hey, they like USA Today stuff. Maybe we'll show them more of that. Or this story from NPR. I'm going to go ahead and share that with people. So if I just click post now, that's what it will look like. Just NPR's post with the story they're reporting on. Had I chosen to include a message there, that message would be right above, right between my name and right above the NPR logo. So that's what sharing stuff looks like. So a couple other things to do. Wish people a happy birthday. That's, again, if you want to wish someone a happy birthday and you know it's their birthday, tag people in photos they are in. If you've got a nice photo, let me show you how to do that real quick. So I'm going to pull up a photo, find one that on my computer that I can share. Let's go with one of these sample photos, the koala bear. So if you grab a photo, Facebook will upload that photo, and before you post, it'll give you a couple options. So if you hover your mouse over that photo, you'll be given the option to tag people. I could click on the panda bear and say that it's me, for example. And that will show you that there. Now I'm not going to do that, but if I wanted to do that, I'd click save. Well, we're going to save it for now. And it will say, hey, Sean has tagged himself in this photo of a koala bear. And if I wanted to post that, I'd get a little notification that said, hey, Sean, you tagged yourself. And look at that, I just did. A little bit by accident. Here's a good lesson. If you ever post something you don't mean to, there's a little down arrow symbol right at the corner of your post. You click that, delete.
Oh, that's great.
We'll ask you to, if you want to delete it.
Good to know.
Yep.
Sean?
Well,
Yeah.
If someone posts on your Facebook and you really don't want it there, can you do that to their post on your Facebook as well?
You can't delete their post, but what you can do is click that little down arrow, and you can hide it from your timeline.
Okay, does the person who posted it on there know that you did that?
They won't necessarily know that. Looks like you can delete it too, though. Facebook changes things quite a bit, so sometimes all the options aren't the same from week to week.
If you hit delete, it doesn't send them a message that Sean just deleted the text that the post that you put on his timeline? Or will they just go to your timeline and look and see it's gone, and then that's the only way they would know?
Let's see. I don't believe they'd get a notification now. However, it may require further intervention if someone is posting some things on your timeline that you don't like and want to delete. You might need to send them a message and say, hey, I appreciate that you want to interact with me, but knock it off, please. Something like that.
Now, that doesn't have to, because give it as a choice.
Right. So this person has tagged me, so they've said they're with me, and that's just another way of getting my attention. So if they've done it that way, I can remove the tag, and that will stop it from showing on my timeline. Or if the post is abusive, I can just report it and say, Facebook will ask you why you're reporting this. It's annoying or not interesting. I think it should be on Facebook. It's spam. Lots of different things based on what the situation is.
If you like a picture that you want to keep in a folder, can you take it off of Facebook?
Yeah. You're talking about downloading a picture? So let's try with this picture Mike posted. Couple ways to do that. We enter full screen with the photo. Okay. Let's start over. So I see the post with the photo I want, right? I click on the photo. Here we go. Like I said, Facebook changes things, so sometimes the options are not in. See this little link here that says options towards the bottom? Click that, download the picture, and you can see there that it's downloaded.
Highlighting the whole thing, and then it says copy image.
Right.
And then I put it to-
Another thing you could do is right-click on and click Save Image As if you're on a Windows computer. Okay.
So anyone that's your friend can go to your page and copy your pictures
If you've shared it with them.
if you put friends,
Right.
but none of their friends can, right? If you're not on the list.
They shouldn't be able to, no.
Only the ones that you friended.
Right.
Yeah, but if you go into somebody's page and they don't have their friends locked down, I can look at all their friends and see everything on their page because they're not locked down.
Mm-hmm.
Which means it can be reversed and they do the same with mine, correct?
Potentially.
I have it set on just friends. It's still,
Can you post directly to your Twitter account?
You can. That gets a little more advanced. You'd go to Facebook, search for Twitter, and you'd add the Twitter app. Apps are kind of a, well, let's try it. Oh wait, it's just going to ask me to log in. Facebook has a whole bunch of different apps and games and stuff you can use. I believe there is one that allows you to post directly to Twitter from Facebook. Apps. Take a little digging, but if you type in Facebook to Twitter, and you click on the Apps tab, well, it's not showing anything.
That's okay. I can mess
Yeah.
around with it.
There is a service somewhere living within Facebook or possibly within Twitter. Shoot me an email and I'll follow up with you on that one. Okay. So I'll share a few more do's, and then you probably all have lots of questions, so we'll try to take a few general ones. Join Facebook groups. Groups are usually organized around topic areas. There are probably several dozen in our area that are focused on crime. There are some focused on the drought. There are some focused on, just about any interest area you can imagine. There will probably be a Facebook group for. A group like this group. Get Out NorCal, it's a public group. This is all about the outdoors. So you see people posting outdoor stuff. So if you wanted to join a group and you know the name of it, so I'm going to look for a crime group. You can tell it's a group in your search results. It will say public group, group. You'll see more than one picture here. So I'm going to find a group I haven't joined yet. Corning Crime Watch and Community Info. So if you see that in the results, I'll go to the group, and it will ask me to join the group. Groups are set a bunch of different ways, so some groups you can join without approval. Some, the person who started the group will have to approve you before you can be a part of the group. But if I'm part of a group, let's go back to the outdoors group. People can come to this group and find all the posts. If you're a member of this group and someone creates a new post, you'll be able to see it even though you're not friends with that person. So if I were to post, hey, going for a hike in the rain, can you think of any good spots? Everyone in this group is going to be able to see that post whether or not I'm friends with them. So you can see there are more than 2,000 people in this group. All 2,000 of those people potentially will be able, all of them can see the post. It may not appear in everyone's timeline because, again, Facebook doesn't show you absolutely everything in your timeline.
Is there an easy way to not be in that group anymore? To delete it?
If I wanted to leave this group, you see where it says joined up here? Hover over that, unfollow the group. That means I'm still part of the group, but I won't see the posts. Leave the group means I'm just gone from the group, won't see anything else. No one can see that I'm in this group. I'm going to stay a part of this group, though, because this is actually a group I started. All right, so let's dive in here a little more. Good stuff to do, like pages, like I said, local businesses, celebrities, nonprofits, news organizations, governments, agencies, lots more. They all have pages. Pages is just a way you can interact with any one of those things and more on Facebook without necessarily having to go to a website. And pages can do similar things that you can do on Facebook. They can post photos, they can post status updates, they can do videos, all sorts of things. We talked about notifications. Make sure you check. And again, you'll know if you have them. Just be these little red numbers. The numbers correspond to how many new notifications you have. So check those when you see them and see what you want to do with them. Mike Flanagan shared a link on my timeline. Okay, this place matters, that's a community. This is another example of a page. You can make a page around a community. And you can see there that they can do all the things anyone else can do on Facebook. Make new posts, add photos and videos, post links. So one thing I should cover. So you see how this kind of looks like a photo, but you've got a headline and stuff. You've probably seen this before. It's clickable. This is a link. So if you see something and you get the little finger pointer icon come up, that means it's a link and it will send you to a news story. One thing to know when you post a link to a website or anything like that, we'll just add that link. If you add a link into one of your new posts, Facebook will automatically pull this preview up here. And this takes certain information from the website you're linking to and puts it into these fields. So when I go ahead and post this, everyone will be able to see this preview unless I close it. You can close it first clicking on the picture. You'll see a little X up there that says remove. Then I could take the text out too by doing the same thing. So then people will just see the link. There's not good reason just to post some mysterious link into Facebook. The previews are actually really nice, in my opinion, because you can kind of read a little bit about what you might want to click on before you actually click on it. Okay, let's cover the don'ts really quick. You've probably all seen things on Facebook that annoy you when you see them. Some of these might be included here, but it's just ways to make sure you're communicating clearly. Don't type in all caps. How many here has read something typed in all caps? Not pleasing to the eye, and you get kind of a weird, is this person angry, or are they excited, what's going on? So if you don't want to confuse people or make them think you're angry, don't type in all caps. Same goes for don't type in all lowercase. You know, use some punctuation, use periods, commas. Write a message clear enough so that people can understand it. Don't be inappropriate. That means different things to different people, but if you wouldn't say it to someone, chances are you probably don't want to say it to them on Facebook. Don't tell people when you're not home. It's tempting to post that big vacation picture while you're on vacation. You might not want to send that message, though. Don't assume that everyone is seeing your posts. Like I said, Facebook will only show you certain stuff, and that's based on some complicated math and programs that Facebook tries to show you the things you're more interested on. So, to that point, if you want someone specifically to see that post, tag them or call them out in the post. Don't ignore questions from friends on your status. So if you post a status that said, hey, I'm feeling frustrated, 3 or 4 people ask you why, don't leave them hanging. Don't vent about your work. Choose whether you follow that or not, but if I say, hey, my boss is stupid on Facebook and I'm friends with my boss, he's going to call me into his office the next day and say, for the record, I don't think my boss is stupid. Some of you know my boss if you happen to have the conversation. That was a for instance. Don't post chain status updates. Those are the updates that say, oh, something along the lines of checking who my friends are, like and share with 3 people. You remember chain emails? It's the exact same thing, only on Facebook. Those are annoying, right? Avoid them if you can. Don't spam people or act like a troll. Troll's a little creature that lives under the bridge. It's also code for an abusive person on social media or online. It's just someone posting mean, nasty things on your Facebook. You wouldn't do it, so why would you want to do it to someone else? Don't spam people. That's just posting a whole bunch of stuff on their Facebook page just to bother them. So I'll run through this really quick. Filling out your profile, I showed you that earlier. You've got all this information you can fill out, and you'll see that if you click on your own name. Status update, this looks a little different now, but you can see your options: post a status, photo, video, whole bunch of different options. You can set, like I told you earlier, custom audiences for your posts. This will be if you want everyone to see it, if you want your friends to see it, or if you only want yourself to see it. I showed you where the privacy settings are. Definitely dig into there on your Facebook page, and this will be really how you fine-tune what you post in the future. Excuse me. And how people can see it. You can also set your notification settings in Facebook if you want to see everything that everyone could possibly share with you. Facebook will also email you when someone does that, so you can fine-tune all of those in your settings and the notification option. You can also customize your follower settings. You can customize everything. So we went through that. There's another video in this presentation that I encourage you to watch. The different characters we all encounter on Facebook. Try not to be one. It's pretty funny. We don't have time for it, but check it out when I email you all this presentation. All right. So I can spare about 10 minutes for general questions. And if you've got a big burning question that I didn't touch on, if you've got specifics, please call or email, and I'm happy to talk to you as much as you want about this. I understand we were limited for time, so I want to give you guys some more time after today to answer your questions. Miss?
Yes, if an organization says find us on Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
you just type that organization in where it says search for people and places.
So the question was, and I'm going to repeat it, so we are filming this for TV, so I'm going to repeat the question. If an organization says, find us on Facebook, can you just type their name into the search box and find them? That was your question, right? The answer is yes. So let's say I wanted to find, KRCR. I could type in their name, and look, there's their page. All right. Your second question?
The second one is, can you define timeline?
Okay, so I may have stumbled a bit in describing these to you. So you see, when you first sign into Facebook or click on the home link, you see what's called your Newsfeed, and that's posts pulled from other people's timeline who you're friends with or pages you've liked. Your timeline is everything that you post to Facebook. And it's posted in reverse chronological order, so the most recent stuff is always on the top.
So that's the only reason for the word timeline is the order?
Yeah. They used to call Newsfeed timeline back in Facebook's early days. So again, like I said, Facebook changes things quite often. So that's why you might hear some of them used interchangeably. So if you're describing your newsfeed as a timeline, chances are somebody will get it. But this main feed where you see other people's posts, that's your newsfeed. Your own posts and posts that involve you in some way, that's your timeline. I think we had a question in the back.
Yeah, well, just because of the email, I didn't get the handout other thing that you have.
Okay. Well, I'll collect your email and make sure you get this. I think we had a few extra
There's
people.
about 3 of us back here.
Okay. Okay, I think I'll make sure you have it. There were a few extra people showed up than I had intended. So that's
Thanks.
in the front.
How would you delete a whole Facebook account? My husband inadvertently signed up again.
That's actually a little tricky. If you've mistakenly signed up for an account, Facebook keeps that account. What you can do, though, is go to your settings. Oh, where is it somewhere? So if you go into your settings and click on security, there's an option to deactivate your account. So deactivating your account will disable your profile and remove your name and photo from most things you've shared on Facebook.
Security settings.
Some information may still be visible to others, such as your name in their friends list and messages you sent. So this doesn't delete your profile completely. It takes pretty much all of it off Facebook. If you deactivate your account, your name will still show in people's friends list, but they can't go and view your profile from that. All they'll see is your name and a little gray box where your picture used to be. If you deactivate your account, you can reactivate it too. So all this does is pull it off Facebook. It's in the fine print when you sign up for Facebook somewhere that you basically can't delete this. Other questions? I can take a couple more.
How do you close chat?
How do you close chat? So do you see?
See that little thing right there?
So like if you've accidentally clicked on someone's name on the right and you get this little box pop up, is that what you're seeing?
It's just the chat is up at the
Says
top,
chat
and then it's
in
got
the
the people
bottom.
I can chat with.
We all had it for a while.
This little window?
Oh, it's got their names, their individual names. on
It
it.
says chat.
Let me see what you're looking at.
It looks like you use I use this wheel to do it.
Oh yeah.
Just
I drop
click on
down
that.
from
Yeah, click on that little gear icon.
Yeah, and then I see it.
Close all chat tabs or collapse all chat
Yep.
tabs. I didn't know
I
which
just
to
close,
do.
So if you see this little list on the side and you've accidentally clicked on someone's name, you can
Oh,
click
just
this
turn
little,
off chat.
yeah.
Okay, and then you'll be able to turn it back on sometime?
Yep. You should see something that looks like this, little window that says chat off. You could click that again. All right. Any other quick questions I can answer? I can take maybe one more. Well, thanks everyone for coming. I hope you learned something. I apologize that we had to do this so quick, but I hope you understand the time limits. I hope you got some good lessons out of it. Again, if you have any other questions at all, reach out to me. Give me a call, shoot me an email, whatever you'd like to do, and I will try to answer those questions for you. So thank you all very much for coming. I appreciate your time.